26 years of marriage sounds like a long time, right? But let me tell you, nothing prepares you for the changes that come after that many years together. Because a marriage isn't just about love, it is about growing together through every season. And the real test of relationships comes when life throws something unexpected. Like for me, hysterectomy. I have been married for 26 years, and if there is one thing I have learned, it is that love alone isn't enough. Some days it's passion, some days it is a space, and some days it's just choosing to stay, even when everything feels so different. This is how my marriage survived it all. People always ask me, what's the secrets to your long marriage, 26 years? And the truth is, there is no secret at all. Because the marriage for me isn't just about loving someone, it is about choosing them every single day. Some days that choice feel effortless. You share laughter over breakfast, hold hands on a quiet evening walk, and feel like the same people who fell in love many years ago. The connection is there and everything just works perfectly. But then there are the days that test you, the ones where you feel like roommates instead of partners, the ones where silence fills the space between you because neither of you knows what to say, the ones where you questions if the person you built a life after all these years is still the same person standing next to you now. And when hard times comes, we don't always fight about the real problem. The struggle is never just between the two of us. It is always about the thing we are facing, the stress, the uncertainty, the exhaustions. But when emotions run very high, it is easy to forget that. It is easy to take all of it and put it on the person closest to us, and that is our husband. To see them not as the one we are going through life with, but as the reason life feels so difficult. And that is the dangerous part, because the truth is, even after 26 years, our significant other is still the same person we once dreamed with, the same person who held our hand when life was easier, the same person we made plans with before everything got complicated. But life changes, and love, real love, means choosing to see them beyond the struggle. Because staying isn't just about being there physically, it's about showing up for the relationship. And after 26 years, I can tell you this: marriage is never just one long love story. It is a collection of choices, some easy, some painful, but always a choice. And then, just when you think you have figured it all out, life throws something completely unexpected. For me, that moment was my hysterectomy, and suddenly the marriage I thought I knew changed. For years, I lived in pain, pain that was not just physical, but mental, emotional, the kind that seeps into every part of you until you don't know where it ends. I knew I needed the surgery. My body was telling me, the doctors were telling me, but my mind was the loudest voice of all, and it wasn't kind. It told me that getting a hysterectomy meant losing a part of myself, that I would no longer be the woman I was before, that I would be different, less. It told me that I needed to wait, that I could not make a decisions like this unless I was absolutely sure. But what does sure even mean? How do you find certainty in something that feels so irreversible? And then there was perfection. I told myself, maybe I can fix this another way. Maybe if I try harder. Maybe if I change my diet. Maybe if I just push through the pain, things will go back to how they were. I kept waiting for the perfect moment, a sign, a reason, a feeling of complete peace before making the choice. But here is the thing about waiting for perfections. It never comes. And in that waiting, I suffer. Physically, I grew weaker. Emotionally, I became exhausted. And mentally, I was trapped in a circle and fear that I had built with my own thoughts. I convinced myself that this surgery would change everything. And when I finally accepted that I could not avoid it anymore, the new fear took over. Not of the surgery, not of the pain. I was afraid of what it would do to us. Because what is a woman without a womb? For years, this body had carried life, 4 beautiful children, the love of my life, 4 pieces of our love. And now that part of me was about to be taken away. Would it change how he saw me? Would it change how I saw myself? Would I still be enough? I told myself that something would shift between us, that even if he stayed, something would be missing, that no matter how much love we had, I would never be the same, and neither would our marriage. But here is what I've learned. All those thoughts, they were just thoughts, and they never become a reality, because love, real love, is not about the parts of you that change. It is about the parts of you that stay. After 26 years, I finally understood. Marriage is not just about sharing a life. It is about being there through every version of it. It is about choosing each other, not just in the best moments, but in the ones that shake you to your core. And when I woke up from surgery, I saw the truth. He was still there, holding my hand, looking at me the same way he always had. Because I was never just my body. I was never just my womb. I was always me. And when love is real, that is all that even mattered. When I woke up from the surgery, I was different. Not in the way I had fear, not in the way my mind had convinced me I would be. I was not less. I was not broken. I was still me. And when I looked over and saw him sitting there, waiting for me to open my eyes, I knew. All the fear, all the doubts, it was never about him. It was always about me. He never stopped seeing me for who I was. I was the one who thought I needed to be something more, something perfect, something whole. But marriage was never about being perfect. It was never about looking the same, feeling the same, staying the same. It was about choosing to be there through all those changes. And this was just another chapter. A chapter where I was weak and he was strong. A chapter where I had to let go and he held on. A chapter that reminded me that true love is not about sharing a life. It is about being present through every version of it. And the truth is, life will keep changing. Our bodies will change. Our roles will shift. But at the core of it all, love is not about the things that fade. It is about what remains. Through every season, every hardship, every fear, we are still here, still choosing, still holding on. If you are listening to this right now and you have ever felt you were losing a part of yourself, I want you to hear me. You are not what you have lost. You are not the pieces of what that have changed, the roles that have shifted, or the parts of your body that no longer feel the same. You are still you, still worthy, still whole, still the same heart, the same soul, the same light that was always been there. And if you have ever wondered if the people who love you will see you differently, let me tell you what I have learned. The right people, the real people, the ones who truly love you, they don't stay because of what you are. They stay because of who you are. You are not just a wife, not just a mother, not just what this world expects you to be. You are precious just as you are. Even in your weakest moments, even when you feel like you have nothing left to give, even when you don't recognize yourself, you are still enough and you always have been.